Hi friends, this is kind of a weird camera angle. I'm trying to set up in my kitchen because I want to experiment with a new form of art that I've never tried before, and that is art with vinyl records.
Cease to identify with the ego.
So I went to my local Goodwill and I found some records. I bought like 6 of them and they were 50 cents for a record, and you can do a lot with these. And I've already painted one, but I found out that if you put them in the oven for a little bit and get them hot, you can cut them with scissors. It's that easy. Or you can like shape it and mold it. So I bought a bowl at Goodwill as well, so I can make like a record bowl. And I've never done this before, so it's gonna be an experiment, and I'm bringing you along with me for the ride. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is take a silver Sharpie and outline what I want to cut out. I think I want to do one in the shape of a hexagon, and the other one I think I'm gonna do drips, like it's dripping. You'll see what I mean when I cut it out. Also, meow. I found some tutorials on YouTube, and not a lot of them said what temperature to put your oven on, but I came across some information that said to not put records into the oven if it's over 200 degrees Fahrenheit because it can give off toxic fumes. So if you are wanting to try these out, 200 degrees or less. And I'm gonna go for like 8 minutes until it starts to get a little warped. That's how you know it's warm enough. And then if it's not warm enough, you can just stick it back in and continue your cutting. But if you're wanting to try that, that's just a little tip. Okay, so another tip if you're wanting to do this at home, I don't know why I expected silver Sharpie to like wipe off if I made a mistake, but it's a Sharpie, it's permanent marker, so it is not wiping off. I might be able to wash it off if I like really wanted to, but yeah, if you're gonna use a silver Sharpie, know what you want, and maybe think about measuring it out, because this is not a symmetrical hexagon. No, but it's okay. And yeah, I wish I had like a chalk marker or something, but it's okay. It's not bad. I also don't know why I didn't think that pencil would show up dark enough on a vinyl record. I just kind of assumed that like a pencil wouldn't work, but you can see pencil lines on the vinyl. So like, use a pencil, don't be me. So this is what I meant by drippy, and if you use pencil, it doesn't work on the inside, you can't see it, but on like the ridges of the vinyl, you can see pencil. Anyways, my oven is ready. So I'm gonna take my vinyl, I'm gonna set it on the bowl like this, and then I'm just gonna put it all on a cookie sheet, and I'm not gonna let it fall on the floor even though it wants to. Yep, that's some coordination right there. And I'm gonna stick this in the oven for like 8 minutes. Tea break. I'm addicted to matcha tea and experimenting with matcha tea at Starbucks. This one was a venti iced green tea latte with coconut milk, light lemonade, and raspberry syrup, and it was absolutely delicious. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I just went to look for an X-Acto knife in case I'm having a hard time with scissors, and realized that I don't know where my X-Acto knife is. I actually have 2, and I don't know where either of them are. Typical. So now I'm eating peanuts. No, because how did I lose 2 X-Acto knives? That doesn't even make sense. They have to be around here somewhere. Anyways, while my record is baking in the oven, if you like this type of content, please like this video so that I know and that I can make more, because there are tons of crafts that I could record the process of doing. And like, I'm looking right here, I have a whole tub of candle making supplies. And the reason I haven't really made any candles is because I got all the supplies right before Christmas, and then I decided last minute to make everybody candles for Christmas, and it was so stressful that I never did it again. But the actual process of doing it wasn't stressful, it was a lot of fun. So leave me a comment if I should make candles again. Okay, so my record is just starting to get warped in the oven, which means it's warm. And I don't know how hot it's gonna be to touch, so I have gloves just in case it is hot and I can't touch it with my bare hands. My cat's attacking me. This is what it looks like. Ooh, it's starting to bend over the bowl. I'm gonna be careful so it doesn't fall over. I don't want to touch it with this hand. It's warm. I think I could touch it with my bare hand. Yeah. So it's wrinkly. Cool, let's cut it. Yeah, I guess I'd rather touch it with gloves on because it is a little hot. Let's see how easily. Wow, okay, it's like cutting into hard plastic. I'm probably gonna have to put it back in the oven. I don't know if it got fully warm enough. I waited about 7 minutes before I took it out. I just saw the edges starting to warp and I got excited. Yeah, it's like already starting to like be at a cracking stage instead of a cutting stage. This is why I thought an X-Acto knife might be easier, but I don't think I let it get soft enough, so I'm gonna stick it back into the oven for a little bit. And maybe I can actually find my X-Acto knife this time. I knew I could do it. I found not one, but both of my X-Acto knives. I knew they were in this case, I just didn't know where I put the case. Okay, this time I'm just gonna pull it out with the gloves on, just the vinyl, so that way it's faster. Let's see if this is a better method. Ooh, it's real flimsy, okay. Oh wow, it's like rubber. It's like a placemat. All right, let's cut it. Ooh, okay, yeah, it's really hot. There we go. You know, I don't know if I'm cutting all the way through. I'm not. It's really hard to cut it into shapes if you're not equipped to like do this, you know? I feel like I need a much better method or this is gonna take a really long time to complete. Let's just see how far I can get. It's already getting too hard to cut. It literally only gets warm enough for me to do one drip and I drew on like 10. Honestly, I think I just did a little bit too complicated of a design. I should have started with the one that I just wanted to be a hexagon. I think I went a little too hard for myself for my first try. This is a flop. I'm flopping. Okay, so since the first thing that I tried didn't work, I am just gonna try to make a vinyl bowl. So this is a new record that I haven't made any marks on, and I'm just gonna stick it back in the oven the same way I did with the other one, but then when it comes out, I'm gonna push it into the bowl so that it makes its own bowl shape. So this should be much easier than me trying to cut out freaking drips. Okay, so record attempt number 2. Let's see if I don't flop this time. I better not. This one is gonna be a success, okay? Putting the intention for success into the oven with this record. Okay, y'all, it's ready to be taken out. This one's gonna be a success, all right? So all we have to do here is pull this out. And now I'm not gonna move this because the bowl is hot, but what I'm gonna do is with my gloves on, just push, like uncurl the edges a little bit and push it in. Whoop, 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 just like that. And kind of like push the edges in a little. It's really hot. I am not using proper gloves. I should be using rubber gloves. Don't do anything that I'm doing in this video, okay? Learn from a professional. Don't learn from me. This is all such an experiment. I'm talking with my hands right now. I do this all the time. But yeah, this is such an experiment. Don't use these kind of gloves. Don't be stupid like me. This is just all I had. It's really hot. But it is dry and cool enough for me to take it out of the bowl, the metal bowl, and this is what I'm left with. It's very hot to touch still, but this is the bowl that I just made out of a record, and it's stuck like this now. Pretty cool. Well, since I don't have the proper gloves or materials to cut the vinyls, I'm not even gonna do the hexagon one. I'm just gonna do another bowl, but I'm gonna do the other method where you turn the bowl upside down and then when it starts to melt, you just like form it over the bowl that way. This is the other bowl. It came out pretty good. I can like totally use this for something. Definitely like a useful bowl. And I could even like paint on this now if I wanted to, so this is super cool. So I'm gonna do it again. Okay, so this time, put the bowl this way and then set the record on top this way, so that way when it starts to get warm, it'll already be melting into the shape of the bowl. I just want to make sure that it's like dead center so that I don't get, you know, it's not misshapen. Setting the intention while I put it in here that it's gonna come out looking lovely. And just like that, it is done. Okay, so now I'm quickly going to just kind of fold these corners in. Ooh, again, it's real hot. Just pinching this while it's like cooling. So that way it like has a firm bowl shape to it, but it did all of this on its own. Like it really melted to the actual shape of the bottom of the bowl. So I'm really just, yeah, now it's pretty much cooled to the point where it's not gonna like change its shape at all. So I'm just gonna wait till it's cool enough for me to peel off. Yeah, if you decide to do this at home, Don't use vinyl gloves. They're not protective enough. It is too hot for vinyl gloves. Rubber gloves, it is. Or something even more protectant, I don't know, but not vinyl. Vinyl is not safe. But I now have 2 vinyl bowls. This is the second one, how it turned out. It's a lot more shallow, more of like a, I don't even know how to describe it. It looks like a flower, but it kind of has like, it made like a pentagon in the middle and has like 5 points. So it's just wider and more shallow. And then this one is deeper, smaller of like a bowl shape on the inside, obviously. So these are my 2 bowls that I just made. Pretty cool. You can stack them. Wow, it's like a 3-dimensional vinyl sculpture now. Wow. Since I'm already experimenting in ways that I probably shouldn't experiment, I've been curious if I can Dremel a hole into vinyl records. So this one is dry. This is the original that I started cutting, and since this is kind of an experimental one now, let's just see if I can drill a hole into it. I'm gonna do it right here on camera. Again, probably shouldn't do it this way, but I'm going to, so let's see. The answer is yes, I sure can. And that's awesome because now I can make little holes and hang things from them. Wow, we're getting super experimental now. That's awesome. Okay, well, I'm thinking about painting something, either like, I think the inside of this one would be cool to paint, and then maybe the outside of this one would be cool to paint. I'm still thinking about what exactly I want to do with these now that they're done, because, you know, they're bowls and that's cool, but I like to take it to the next level and see what else, how can I make this even cooler than it already is. So if I decide to do that, I guess I'll add it to this video, but if I don't, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like, and please remember to subscribe so that you can see my fun upcoming content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.